Tomorrow, when you wake up, God will have been waiting for you for hours. The question is, will you keep him waiting another day? Have you ever woken up feeling like the whole world was against you? You know those days when it feels like even your alarm clock has conspired to ruin your morning, and you haven't even gotten out of bed yet, but you already feel like you're going to need a miracle to survive the next 24 hours? If you're nodding your head in agreement, then you need to discover the secret that can literally transform any morning into a supernatural experience of protection, healing, and mercy. Hey, erase a truth that may sound controversial, but will revolutionize your morning routine. Most people are missing the most powerful opportunity of the day within the first 10 minutes of waking up. While they're checking their phones, complaining about traffic, or already worried about the day's problems, there's a specific prayer that can literally shield your life from the storms ahead. I'm not talking about magic formulas or empty promises. I'm talking about a real connection with God's goodness that works in practical, measurable ways. The difference between people who constantly live in survival mode and those who walk with unshakable confidence isn't talent, luck, or circumstances. It's how they start their day. When you understand how to access divine mercy first thing in the morning, each new dawn becomes an opportunity to experience provision, healing, and protection in ways far beyond what you imagined possible. Prepare to discover how a simple morning prayer can be the key you've been looking for to transform not just your mornings, but your entire life. Have you ever stopped to think that God's mercy is like the sunrise? It simply happens every day without exception. It doesn't matter if you slept poorly, made mistakes yesterday, or are going through the most difficult time of your life. God's goodness is renewed every morning like a silent but powerful promise. It's amazing how Lamentations 3:2-2-2-3 reminds us that the Lord's compassions never fail, literally never. Just imagine while you were still dreaming, God was already preparing a new dose of mercy for your day. You know those days when you wake up feeling like you don't even deserve the air you breathe? Well, it's precisely in those moments that divine mercy shines brightest. It doesn't depend on our performance, our achievements, or our ability to impress the world. It simply is. God's faithfulness works like an automatic system of daily renewal, and this changes everything when we truly understand it. That's why starting the day with a prayer of gratitude makes so much sense. You're acknowledging this constant provision that we don't always realize. When you awaken to this reality, each morning becomes an opportunity to experience God's renewed love. Lord, I acknowledge that your mercy is new every morning, and today I awaken to receive this undeserved goodness that you offer without measure. Thank you that your faithfulness does not depend on my performance, but on your perfect and loving nature. Pour out a fresh portion of your mercy upon my life today, and help me see your provision in every detail of my day. God's goodness is literally in every detail of your daily life. But sometimes we're kind of blinded by goodness. We overlook the most obvious things. Just think you woke up today. Your lungs are functioning perfectly. You have access to clean water, food on the table, and a roof over your head. Psalm 14:59 isn't joking when it says that the Lord is good to all that includes you on your most ordinary and seemingly dull day. Divine faithfulness isn't just manifested in the great miracles we see in movies. It's in the coffee that heated up properly, in the neighbor's smile, and even in that traffic light that turned green at the right time. It's as if God has scattered little gifts throughout your schedule, waiting for you to find them. Here is a practical exercise that will revolutionize your perspective for a week. Write down 3 simple things you can express gratitude for each night. It could be the WhatsApp message at work when you need to talk to someone important, the bus that arrived on time, or even that song that played on the radio and lifted your mood. God's provision operates much more in the subtleties of everyday life than in supernatural explosions, and that's beautiful. When you train your eyes to recognize these divine fingerprints scattered throughout your day, your nightly prayer becomes a genuine celebration. That's when you begin to understand that God's love isn't just theological, it's practical, present, and incredibly generous. Heavenly Father, open my eyes to see your goodness in the simplest details of my day. May I not overlook the small blessings you scatter along my path. Teach me to cultivate a grateful heart that recognizes your constant provision, from the air I breathe to the opportunities you place before me. May my gratitude be a natural response to your daily faithfulness. If there's one thing life teaches us, it's that it's not a Disney movie. It has its ups and downs, And sometimes it feels like we spend more time in the valley than on the mountaintop. But hey, Race, the thing, God's goodness isn't seasonal. It doesn't take a vacation when things get tough. Isaiah 432 paints an incredible picture when it says that when we pass through the waters, he will be with us. And when we walk through the fire, we will not be burned. Note that it's not if we pass through, but when God already knew there would be storms on our journey. Divine mercy works like an umbrella you didn't even know you were carrying until it starts to rain heavily. Those moments when you feel like you're in the midst of an emotional hurricane are precisely when God's faithfulness reveals itself most surprisingly. It's as if he has a special GPS that works precisely in the darkest and most confusing places of our lives. During a health crisis, a financial problem, or that time when everything seems to be going wrong at once, divine provision appears in ways we never imagined. A sincere prayer in these moments is not just a cry for help, it's an acknowledgement that God's love is at work even when we can't feel or understand it. It's in these moments that we discover that grace isn't just a pretty concept, but a real force that sustains us when our own legs weaken. Lord, in times of storm, be my refuge and strength. When circumstances seem to overwhelm me, remind me that your goodness does not abandon your children in difficult times. May I find peace and certainty that you have a purpose even in the most challenging situations. Strengthen my faith to trust in your faithfulness, especially when I cannot see the path ahead. Have you ever had someone who loved you so much that they simply wouldn't give up on you, even when you were being difficult? Well, multiply that by infinity and you'll get an idea of how God's love works. Psalm 236 uses an interesting word, follow goodness, and mercy don't just sit around waiting for you to find them. They literally pursue you every day of your life. It's like having the best detectives in the universe on your tail. Only instead of arresting you, they want to bless you. This act of faithfulness of God is something that should leave us speechless. Imagine having someone like that by your side 247. What's most impressive about this persecuting love is that it doesn't wait for you to be on your best behavior to show up. You know those days when you're running away from God, kind of hiding because you messed up or are angry at the circumstances. That's exactly when he picks up the pace to reach you. Divine grace has this somewhat inconvenient quality. It appears precisely when we think we don't deserve it. An honest prayer acknowledging this constant provision changes our perspective on everything. It's like discovering you have a number one fan who roots for you even when you're rooting against yourself. And this genuine gratitude transforms even our most difficult days into opportunities to experience divine care. Loving Father, thank you that your love pursues me even when I hide, turn away, or feel unworthy of your presence. May I rest in the assurance that your goodness and mercy follow me every day of my life, regardless of my failures or weaknesses. Teach me to receive this pursuing love with a grateful heart and to reflect this grace in the way I treat those around me. If you could draw a timeline of your life and mark every instance of God's faithfulness, you'd probably be amazed at the pattern that emerges. Psalm 1005 isn't exaggerating when it says that God's goodness is eternal. It literally spans decades, generations, and even those periods when you've kind of forgotten about God. It's like having a friend who stays with you even when you've disappeared for months without a second thought. Divine mercy has this stubborn quality that insists on remaining, regardless of our fluctuations in mood, faith, or circumstances. When you stop to reflect in sincere prayer, you realize that this constancy is literally what has kept your life on track. The beauty of God's enduring goodness is that it has no expiration date. It works at age 7, at 17, at 47, and at 77. It adapts to your needs at every stage of life, like software that automatically updates itself to always function perfectly. Divine provision in childhood may have been through parents and youth, through opportunities in adulthood, through wisdom to make decisions, and in old age, through peace and hope. This love that permeates every season of our existence deserves a gratitude that goes far beyond pretty words. That's why cultivating a prayer life isn't just about asking for things, it's about recognizing that God's grace has been your faithful companion since forever and will continue to be so until your last breath. Eternal God, when I look back, I see the footprints of your faithfulness in every step of my journey. Thank you that your goodness never grows old, never tires, and never abandons me, even when I disappoint you. May I live each day knowing that your enduring love is a solid foundation on which I can build my life. Help me pass this trust on to future generations, being a living witness to your eternal faithfulness. We've reached the end of this journey, but in truth, this is just the beginning of your new, transformative morning routine. Now, answer me honestly, how many mornings have you wasted starting the day on autopilot, without accessing this inexhaustible source of goodness, mercy, and protection that is available to you each morning? And more importantly, how many more mornings will you let pass without experiencing the real power of a prayer that connects you directly with God's faithfulness and love? Think about it. If you implement this prayer for God's goodness for just 1 week, how different will it be to face your challenges knowing you've already started the day shielded by divine grace? How different will it be to deal with difficult people, stressful situations, or unexpected problems when you've already cultivated an atmosphere of gratitude and trust from the very first hours of the day? God's provision is waiting for you every morning. The question is, will you continue to sleep on this opportunity, or will you wake up to this transformative reality? Your life could be completely different in 30 days. It all depends on how you start your morning tomorrow. If this content touched your heart and you want to continue discovering practical secrets for a vibrant and victorious life of faith, subscribe to the channel now and activate the notification bell. Don't let the rush of the day make you forget this decision. Your future dawns depend on it. And remember, God is waiting to meet with you early tomorrow. Will you show up for the meeting?